Netflix just lost $25 billion. Nuke that profit, Murphy, Killian. Discord breach leaks your private data. Every day you pay to test the beta. I am woman, hear me roar. Yote boring and ignored. Androgynous and bald-headed calypso. Big titty phobic in case you homo. J.K. Rowling smacked down the Watson sweet baby trapped in the car in the hot sun. Increased the price at woke corporation to record-breaking past cancellations. EA bought by Kushner and Saudi's Gendermancer done goofed boy howdy. Next campaign is Dungeons and Wheelchairs. Time travel push your pregnant mama down a flight of stairs. 5-0 cannot catch the SpongeBob yabba dabba. Don't do the DUI swab. Pump the booty hole deep with no lube. Trump gets 24 mil from YouTube. Still a teaspoon to my ocean. Let's review cringe since you've got the notion.
Okay, y'all, go fuck yourself. Go die. I hope you die.
Just leave me out the manifesto before the suicide. Hello, beta testers. Like, comment, subscribe, and get something off my wish list if you missed me. The news is that Xbox is truly suffering defeat. Even the greasiest scrot-tonguing shills are having difficulty putting a dreidel spin on this one. But Xbox would never do them wrong, right? And Destin says, the future of Xbox looks bright in the face of turmoil. And in response to all of these rumors about hardware not being a thing for Xbox, an official response reads, "We are actively investing in our future first-party consoles and devices designed, engineered, and built by Xbox." For more details, the community can revisit our agreement announcement with AMD. So if you believe those hairy balls, you're free to suck them. Seems like just yesterday the sensitive Forspoken came splattering onto the scene. Seems like just yesterday the buggy Redfall that had Bruce Green and Lauren Sontag among other shills likening criticism to death threats. When it's unfinished and buggy bucket of slop ass that I had plenty of proof to support, ended up earning an apology from Phil Spencer, who admitted they had failed, and it wouldn't be the beginning of the failure for Xbox. Here comes boring, forgettable, agenda-heavy Starfield, a wannabe space odyssey wrapped so tightly in DEI that the dominating conversation came from woke defenders trying to shout down, as from Heels vs. Babyface, who could not have been more correct about gamers despising overt agenda in what used to be escape entertainment, something that the Act Ma'am couldn't keep all their menstrual blood in their pad over, trying and failing to gaslight someone into an audience with them since they believed they had earned it, like the Fairweather Smegma deep-throater he-him Hershey's Kisses with Almonds Big Chocolate Taste thinks themselves to be. This heavy agenda is something so pervasive that Microsoft watched its most lucrative game, Halo, killed by endless, incompetent, identity politics worshipping entities hired by Bungie, including but not limited to former Concord marketers and producers who wave the transgender flag, who cannot separate fiction from reality. You see these people all over Twitter, needing their cartoon character to affirm their stupid fucking life choice. Needy. Performative pandering's not enough. Gotta have the wheelchairs, gotta have that vitiligo, we've gotta say Latinx and all this other shit that if you actually spoke to people, you'd know they don't get down with. But it's not about the people, the players, the fans, your actual audience. It's about investors. It's about ticking those boxes in ESG and DEI and Larry Fink, even though he has pulled way back from this and Satya says it is not business critical. But here comes Global Games Marketing for Xbox saying, raise your hand if you're not a white man. Here comes ex-Concord marketer to inject cat helmets for Halo. Here comes your south of midnight appointed community managing staff to make it abundantly clear I hate gamers. Cause sweet baby ink up in that brain, so cis-het white men problematic and fascist and Nazi and buzzword and I'm gay. Our problem, right? Oh shit, my wallet's evolving. It now identifies as non-binary. Great job. You gleefully defend and work alongside people who verbatim tell you that they are racist, but that racism is fine, so long as it targets the right people. Your ideas of free speech only apply to the right people, and anybody that you say is bad, you say is a Nazi, you say is fascist. I'm anti-bad, so anybody who's not on my side of anti-bad is bad. Gluck, gluck, gluck. We're not trying to get in the way of that crotchy one in your face, bitch. All you had to do was make a game that didn't suck, and that shit was hieroglyphics to you. That shit was complicated. You wasn't gonna break that. No cipher in the world was gonna help you break that. You can't read the writing on the wall. You are an idiot. You're dumb. That's not our fault. You're dumb. You can't make a Halo game in America. You can't make a shooting game. What's going on, man? You stupid. Let me read what you said. Oh, I have difficulty. God, I have difficulty separating reality, but there's like enough of a divide that I guess. Okay, jeez. Oh. I hear you people write about how teabagging in a video game is pantomimed sexual harassment. Oh my god. You're gay! And we are not gay! Fuck Xbox. And I got something for the rest of the gaming industry, but I'm going to exercise restraint as Dragon Ball Z taught me. Isn't it funny, and by funny I mean hypocritical, that the Identity Squad believes that you better be the same race as the character that you're voicing, but that doesn't seem to apply to people like Deborah Wilson, just like their new definitions of racism and woman and cuckoo. Woke Western games only ever struggle with women, but they always get Deborah Wilson just right, and the reason for that is because they don't think her too pretty, just like that one picture I'm always sharing with you about The Witcher. The casting was quite deliberate. You could call it the Bella Ramsification. I'm not going to broken record, or maybe I will, motherfucker. But please, in case you're lost, don't get me mistaken with someone shining their shoes in preparation for some hot grave dancing because the tea leaves didn't align for me just now and my prophecies haven't only just begun coming true. Forgettable garbage, bullshit in fact, like Forspoken, Redfall, Starfield, South of Midnight, Unknown 9 Awakening, Flintlock Siege of Dawn, the delayed Fable, Senua's Walking Simulator. Most people have forgotten Deathloop, but I have not. AstroTurf as you might. Shit canceled that people have forgotten like Everwild, like Black Panther. Of course, a remake triggered by entities harmed by a feminine statue needed to change it, needed to make women less attractive, needed to extract male and female, whatever boxes you cocksucking nobodies need to tick. Have fun on the way to failure, because this is only the beginning of what I thought might have been able to condense itself in 2025 in the way of layoffs, but clearly is going to have to extend into the next year. Kudos to everyone in the apathy department as it pertains to Ghost of Yote. There'd normally be a big shills v everyone else conversation, but because the pedo sky and kind of gaming circle jerk transgender entities are in solidarity against Sucker Punch firing the Charlie Kirk commenter who happened to also identify as special, you know what I mean? There's not a big back and forth. In fact, the only shills that are desperately trying to talk about this game and push footage of the game out there, they're choosing to show mini games where you're flipping fish and calling the game a 10 out of 10, or even better yet, they're referencing how the people who are staying away from it because of woke are stupid, and I just love it. It's rent free, bitch. I'm sure people thought I forgot about Avowed, but here's what you gotta understand, man. Some of these vocal developers desperate to throw their whole ass studio under the bus for a measly scrap of attention, of validation. Ooh, I can get Elon Musk's attention. Oh, show me that butthole, Musk. Oh, that's you. Woke losers. And you're whom? Entities like Yong Ya and all these other shills that represent the up-the-butt shill-up of the fucking industry, you are not allowed to talk about this stuff, which frees up your audiences to find creators who will be honest and real about things, not protecting their brand like the fucking plastic piece of fucking nobody receiving money to give a certain review that they always were. And saying nothing instead of anything really reveals that hand far up your bum. You know what I mean? Grip your forearm and just imagine how up there it is. And do you even feel anything? Holy shit. Hot dog down a hallway, but it's your asshole. Okay, I truly apologize for getting a little too chatty on Twitter. As I like to remind everybody, it's not about what Yote will make, it's about whom they've lost. And that's all of us sick of that woke shit TM. So I've weathered all kinds of name calling, and I'm sure if I can, you can too. Make your voice heard, and remember, man, you need to seize gaming back from these obese, inclusivity-pushing, performative self-inserters who, unironically, harbor a disagree or you should cease to be mentality as it pertains to anyone who doesn't mirror their ideology, with the irony being that a mirror is too much for you fucking creatures to handle. Facts got you fucked up. Science got you fucked up. Reality is something that you can barely handle a taste of. Patrons, sponsors, gamers, beta testers, gooners, chuds. I appreciate and love you and thank you for your consideration, your time. Even these haters, they watch until the end of a Kyle video. What is it about me? Aren't I too old for this? What the fuck should I have to say? Anything real? Anything better? Wow, bro. So thank you again. Thank you for the likes and the comments, especially. I know half of you are getting routinely unsubscribed. That's how they're doing things on the platform right now, you know? Click into another video if you want. Get on the wish list and just clear it out. I understand some of you Bitcoin motherfuckers must be clicking your heels lately. That's all I'll say about that. Let me say this to you. Call of Duty struggled to manage 100K players in their beta, which was a combined number with the normal player base, and it still couldn't reach 100K. For the record, yes, this is the paid early access beta, not the open beta, but it couldn't reach 100K when the beta for Battlefield passed 500K. So the real question is, do you believe that when the open beta for Call of Duty happens, it's going to surpass 500,000? And let me put this icing on top. So worried is Call of Duty that they are tweeting about how they're introducing classic matchmaking after all of these years of us bitching about the problem. Wow. Okay. So that's what it took. We gotta be struggling, and I hope that it continues. If Kotaku is spurging out, then it's indeed a great thing that happened. EA's HR's nightmares. Finally, they won't have to answer to ESG. Saudi Arabia and a guy firm. Okay. Saudi Arabia and a Jewish, damn it. Okay. Oh, just leave it in, man. I'm over it. Suddenly censorship is bad when it affects their side, yeah.